Okay, so I know that we're all very scared of AI right now. We're scared of the machines that make the pictures. We're scared of the machines that make the videos. We're scared of the deep faking and the AI voices for the people. You know, we're scared of those things. And I'm not sure when or if that will get better. But I would just like to put out a PSA to remind you that Photoshop has existed since 1987, and we have been doing okay. I've never cared about the royal family, even a little bit. All right, in Canada, like, we're aware of them, but it's not to the same degree I think it is over across the ocean. Like when What's-Her-Face and What's-His-Face got married and they came over and they did their tour a couple years ago. My family went, we sat on a bench in a boring football field. There was a parade, and then we went home, and I did not understand why we did that. It was boring as fuck. I like when the Queen died, we got a day off of work. Then there were lots of people that were like making jokes about it, and other people that were like, oh, that's terrible and you should be so sad because the Queen is dead. And then other people were like, yeah, but colonization sucked. And I was like, I don't know. The lady is, and now there's a different one. There's a different person that is now the royal person in charge of the things. I'm not really sure what this means for me. Honestly, nothing has changed on my end. I have seen no difference. Never really cared. Honestly, like, it seems like the whole setup for the royal family is so strict on like public perception and public image and making sure things look a certain way on the outside that like they couldn't really do anything crazy because it would cause insane panic. So anyways, there I am minding my own business, and a couple days ago, person I know, they're like, oh, did you hear that Kate Middleton has cancer? And I was like, no, okay, whatever. That might be cruel to you, but like, I don't know her. I guess that's sad for her and her family that she has cancer. It does not affect me in any way whatsoever. And like, even then, I pointed out and I was like, okay, but like, she's not the queen, you know? The person she's married to is next in line for the throne. But even then, she's not making decisions, right? Even if, what is his name? William? Even if Prince William becomes king tomorrow, her having cancer does not factor in. I think they have children already, so she's already done that part of her job. And honestly, I'm not really sure what the spouses of royalty even do. You know, like, I'm vaguely aware of Princess Diana. She was a lady, and mostly she just did some like charity stuff. I don't know. If she has cancer, what would that change? I guess some tax money would go to her cancer treatments. So I was like, I don't really see how this impacts anybody's life or why we care about it. But then I remembered that the British tabloids are like crazy about the royal family, and I don't know, maybe it's because like they actually live over there, so it's more of a big deal. I remember like roughly reading about, there was this crazy drama where like, I can't remember which is which, Kate Middleton and the other one, the tabloids were doing this thing where the one lady would do something and she's a horrific evil monster for eating avocado that's tied to the drug empire, and then the other lady who was married to a different prince would do exactly the same thing, and they'd be like, oh, she's a wonderful person and she's be so healthy and look at how great she's take care of her baby, and the other woman is a narcissistic, evil, horrible demon. And it was like really funny to see this. Like, I felt bad for that lady. I can't remember which one of the two it is, but like, I felt terrible for her that people were like, this is gonna be the scapegoat for all the things we're upset about for no apparent reason. I think it had something to do with her being American. Yeah, like, I don't know, I was only vaguely interested in that because it was such an amazing example of manipulative journalism. It was incredible. Okay, if you ever want to be educated on how to put a spin on something, just look at the examples of those two ladies next to each other. Incredible. So yeah, like, I was vaguely interested in that. When one of the two got cancer, I was like, that's sad for them. I'm gonna go back to making my sandwich now. Then I hear there's some drama where the same lady, she edited a photo and it was a horrible, evil thing to do. And I went and looked at it because I was like, what could you possibly doctor in a photo that would be so terrible? And honestly, it seems like she did what like most people do that are photographers and Instagram people, where they edited some stuff to make them look a little bit tighter in places. Like, that's been a thing forever. You know, like, there was an entire trend on Instagram specifically pioneered by models and influencers to be like, this is what my photos look like normally, this is what they look like after I retouch them, this is what I look like when I stand like a normal human, these are the things I do to make me look super skinny and hot. It's not a secret that celebrities have been doing this forever. Like, if you've ever even gone near marketing as a concept, everything's retouched. It's such a well-known thing that like everything from magazine covers to press releases to photos from like news organizations are touched up and re-edited because they're professional photos, that brands will cement themselves in a specific category by being like, we are special because we don't edit our videos and our photos. We're special because we use natural lighting and we don't airbrush the shit out of people. We're special because we actually show people with stretch marks instead of band-aid tooling it all away. So then I go and I look at this news thing because I was like, I don't know, did she like edit out a full person or something? No, I don't know. Is that like the sleeves and stuff were slightly different? And I was like, yeah, that's Photoshop for you. And then she had to like put out an apology for the photo being edited of her and her kids. And I was like, there is absolutely no fundamental difference between the unedited photo and the photo that was released that would in any way change the news story or the details of the press release or anything anyone needed to know. It's literally just a celebrity that wanted to look slightly more attractive in a photo. Like, none of you use Instagram filters. That's a fucking lie. I know you do. So yeah, I was like, I don't get it. Why is it with the royal family specifically, people have like a crazy amount of interest in dumb shit? And then I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's fine. But then I heard even crazier stuff today. So I'm sitting in the car, driving. It's a very long drive. And the same people start telling me how, what's her face, when she announced that she had cancer, the video that she did, it was absolutely deepfaked. Because there's a very similar video of her from 8 years ago wearing the same outfit in the same location, but she's not wearing a wedding ring. So it's absolutely deepfake. And immediately, okay, before even looking into this, before needing to fact check anything, I was like, even if it was, this does not matter. There is no reason in the universe why a deepfake video of the Princess of Wales, the only thing it changes is whether or not she has cancer, which again, didn't really impact anybody's life to begin with, except for hers and her family. So immediately I'm like, even if it was fake, this affects nobody. This changes nothing. It's not even that big of a deal. And then I was like, okay, so is there a video though, like a full video of this same thing, of her in the outfit in the same place doing a different speech? And they were like, yep, totally. And I was like, okay, because to me, you know, if I was a journalist or whoever it was that, I can't remember, someone who put it up on Twitter of the screenshots that they'd taken, and they were like, look, her ring disappears for a second. I was like, you know, it would be crazy easy to do and wouldn't require any AI if you just took screenshots from the video and band-aid tooled out the ring so that it looks like there isn't one, and then you said that it was deepfake. That would take me 2 minutes in Photoshop to do. I could do that in GIMP right now. And then I could get like a super crazy news story going. I could get people all hyped up about whether the video's fake or not. That to me, that would be my conspiracy theory. Immediately, I was like, that's what I would do if I was an unethical journalist. I would just make some shit up and Photoshop it, because Photoshop is crazy easy and we've had it for a very long time. Then I go home and I'm like, oh, I should probably look this up. What if it is a real thing? You know, it would be kind of cool to see that deepfaking has come that far, you know, because like I've seen some pretty convincing stuff. I had a buddy who I asked to deepfake me into some stuff, and it was really cool. It wasn't like perfect. There were definitely a lot of parts where it was like, this is a little bit cursed, but it was very fun. And I might even make a video on that at some point because I thought it was really interesting. And unfortunately, I've never really gotten to see anyone purposely deepfake themselves into something. It's usually like some poor lady on Instagram who was deepfaked into porn against her will, which we should never do. That is unethical and mean. So yeah, I don't know. I'd probably do a video on that at some point because I think it would be really interesting to learn about the technology and to share that with people in like an educational sense, not like a my life has been destroyed sense. So anyways, back on topic. I go home and I look this up. There's no 8 year ago video. I don't know where they got this claim because I couldn't find shit on this. So then I was like, oh, whatever. And I guess the news outlets, their explanation is like, there's just a motion blur here. The ring is still there in the frames. It's just blurry because it's a video. So she's moving her hand. And that to me, I'm like, the conspiracy part in my brain is like, that could not be true. The motion blur thing. But at the same time, you can just go through the video like frame by frame if you're really dedicated, and you can like look, you know, you can like see with your own eyes instead of relying on the screenshots of a random person on Twitter when we know Photoshop exists. But the thing that bothers me so much, right, is I'm not anti-conspiracy, okay? I'm anti-stupid conspiracy. So, like, if we think about MK Ultra back in the day, there were people that would be considered absolute wackadoos, right? They were like crazy people that were like, oh, the government's out to get us, and they're putting stuff in the water and giving people drugs that they shouldn't be. And people were like, psh, that's ridiculous. I love my government. They never do anything mean to me. But the reason those conspiracies made sense is because there would be some benefit in a government experimenting on people to find out how to do different medicines and what sorts of things would take a certain amount of time to infect people. You know, like, there is scientific value in that activity, even if it is highly unethical. Okay? I'm not saying anybody should do that. I'm not saying that was good of them. I'm saying that made sense as a conspiracy. Okay, even aliens, all right? There is some merit to the idea that if aliens existed and we knew about it, people would be freaked out. So I kind of like the conspiracy that, you know, like, maybe we do know about aliens and the government is just slowly, like, acclimatizing us to the idea. That makes some sense because that would have a practical purpose. In what universe does deepfaking the Princess of Wales so that she is saying that she has cancer have any benefit to anyone? Because, like, my favorite theory I've seen so far is people that are, like, really convinced that she's died already and they just wanted to, like, make a video of her to keep people from knowing that she died. But, like, why would that matter? Why could they not be like, oh, she passed away and is dead now? What would that change? They already have kids, so it's not like they need to, like, fake it and then, like, secretly get a new heir. That's not a problem. I think they have kids. Which ones have kids? I think both of them have kids. I'm confused which is which. Anyways, I'm going to assume that they have some heirs already because I was like 100% sure. And again, okay, it's a line of succession. Even if she died tomorrow, Prince, what's his face, would be the king, and then when he dies, someone else would be the king or queen. I'm not 100% sure how often ladies get to be in charge of the everything in the Commonwealth. But yeah, so it's like, this changes absolutely nothing really in the structure of how the government works. It doesn't really affect any policy. It'd just be kind of sad because she's, I think, pretty young. She looks youngish. Even if she had died already, you know, like, what would they be covering up? Did the royal family eat her for dinner and then go, oopsie, guess we have to pretend she's still alive until we can explain that away? In which case, I don't know, what are you gonna do if the royal family are cannibals? Are you gonna go tell them to stop? Because I'm sure as fuck not going over there. They have armies and shit. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, what would they be covering up that would require this? They could just be like, shh, died in a car crash like Princess Diana because of paparazzi. You know, like, we already know that happened, unless there's a conspiracy about that I don't know about, because that would be interesting. Oh shit, there is a conspiracy about that. I remember reading one where people were like, it was an assassination by the queen. Sorry, off topic. That was just like a really interesting one I heard from somewhere that I found, like, it would make such a good spy novel. Anyways, back on topic. You could say literally anything. You could be like, oh, she fell down a flight of stairs, got trampled by a bull when they went on a secret vacation to Spain. They could literally say whatever they want. They're the royal family. Why would they need to make up a fucking video about it? The other alternative is that someone else made the deepfake video as a test to see if they could and to see if people believed it. In which case, it failed because somebody took screenshot and was like, look, her ring changes. I don't know. Why would, if that was the case, okay, if the royal family was not involved, they would just put a press release and be like, hey, this isn't us. This is not an official video from the royal family. Please ignore. She's definitely still alive. You know, like, it would not be that hard. And I don't understand why it would matter even if it was. Okay, let's say the royal family ate Kate Middleton. They did a family dinner movie situation and they ate her. Why would anyone need a video to prove that she's still alive for a little bit and then be like, oh, she died later anyways? People die all the time, okay? It is insane that we see the royal family as some kind of like a god, like a mortal family of gods, that there needs to be like a special reason that somebody died for it to be considered real, okay? They're just people. They're very rich people. They're very powerful people. But it is 100% possible that someone in the royal family could like die of an aneurysm tomorrow for like no reason, because that just happens to people, okay? You know how many people just like wandering around on the earth and they just fucking keel over and die? Happens all the time. I'm not trying to be callous about this. I'm trying to point out how ridiculously stupid this is as a conspiracy. Because the only thing this would accomplish is distracting people from important stuff. The real conspiracy here would be that now people are all dialed in on the idea of whether or not she really has cancer and whether or not the video is real or not. That like we could be missing some very important stuff happening in the world because we're too busy focused on stupid shit. So, you know, like if you want to like get really into conspiracy theories, you know, like you don't quite trust what's going on in the world, I understand that inclination. There's been a crazy amount of shit that people were like, that would never happen. Who would do something that terrible? And then it did actually happen and we had to be like, well, shit, I didn't know that the government was giving people AIDS on purpose. That's pretty fucked up. You know, it's like I understand, all right, I get why we have that. But like at least pick conspiracies that make sense. Okay? Fucking lizard people. I would accept lizard people over whether or not fucking Kate Middleton has cancer. Because you know what the best proof for the lizard people conspiracy is? Mark Zuckerberg. Just look at pictures of his face and tell me that man isn't a lizard person. I've never been clear with the whole, like I vaguely know that lizard people has something to do with like the elites being some kind of foreign entity that are like feeding off the people. But like they kind of do that already and they're just humans, because humans in general kind of suck at being in charge of stuff. Yeah, I don't know why. Just pick a better conspiracy. Pick one that like actually contributes to something. People that were all worried that COVID was tracking them. Okay, whether there are valid reasons for being scared of vaccinations coming from the government, you know, there are certain minority communities where I completely understand your hesitation. It makes absolute sense. You would be worried about that. But like of all the COVID conspiracies, the stupidest ones were like the government's trying to track us with chips in our blood. They could do that already. Everyone on the planet has a cell phone. We all have one. It tracks us all the time. It keeps track of all our behaviors, the things that we like, the things we don't like. We're constantly sending information back and forth between people. We're downloading memes that reveal a lot about us as people. At no point does anyone need a microchip in their arm for me to figure out where you are. Okay, your crazy ex-girlfriend with Snapchat can figure that out. It's happened multiple times. So yeah, I could just pick a better conspiracy theory, at least like the 5G towers one, you know, like if you're not 100% clear on how radio waves work, or you're one of those people that like really believes you can get sick from being near cell phone towers, that kind of makes sense, okay? Science is confusing. I don't fully understand frequencies and radio waves. I fully believed the theories that Irreversible had crazy bass notes going under it, and that's what made people sick, which is stupid when I think about the context of what the movie's actually about. But at the time, I was convinced that was real, and now I'm like, probably not real, okay? People listen to brown noise on purpose. It's probably fine. But yeah, I just... pick better conspiracies. I have favorite conspiracies that I enjoy, you know, like I still hold out hope that there really is like a Loch Ness monster dinosaur thing deep in the ocean or like the lake somewhere. I want to believe that could happen because we found crazy dinosaur fish. I want that to be real more than anybody. But it at least makes sense to me that it's possible because we find weird species of fish that are from prehistoric times all the time, okay? That could be possible. It also would be more relevant because if we knew there's like whole ecosystems of stuff down in the area that we don't know about yet, that could be a new avenue of science to explore. That could be a whole new biology experience for people to learn from. But whether or not Kate Middleton has cancer or not really doesn't do anything for anybody. It's just kind of sad and a little bit fucked up. Because if I was a betting man, all right, I'm pretty confident she probably has cancer. And if she does, it's kind of fucked up that this lady came out and was like, hey, I have cancer. I'm kind of scared about it. Sorry that I had to take time away because I have cancer. Because the public insists that I be in the public eye all the time, even though I have like no real power over anything in the royal family. And then people are like forcing this lady to prove whether or not she has cancer or not. That's fucked up. Okay, imagine if your mom got cancer. Sorry in advance if anyone's mom did have cancer. I know that must be terrible. But imagine someone healthy in your family was like, oh, hey, I have cancer. And then everyone else was like, no, you fucking don't. You're lying. This is a deep fake. How dare you lie and say you have cancer? This is obviously a cover-up because you're already dead. That's fucked up, man. Why would you do that to people? Either it's real and this poor lady has cancer or it's not real. And this poor lady is now having to explain to people that she doesn't have cancer for like months, okay? It goes both ways. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's like fucked up that I find this kind of funny, but it's because I'm concerned for some of you, okay? Like the logical conclusion would be either that the screenshot have motion blur in them, or the person who tweeted this information used Photoshop, which is available to literally everybody, over somebody who made a complex deepfake video just to convince people that a person in the royal family has cancer, which is like a real thing that could happen. Honestly, just tell me your best conspiracy theory. I enjoy them. One of the best Reddit threads I've ever seen was someone talking about conspiracy theories they really do believe might be true, and some of them were fantastic, okay? I saw one and it was somebody who was saying like, you know all those memes that came out for like certain movies? What if those are all from an ad company and they've just spread them out to convince people that other people were talking about the movie? That to me, that seems very real. Okay, I worked in marketing. That is 100% something that I would look at and be like, that's a valid strategy because we are very poor, but being able to make a shit ton of memes for this mediocre movie, absolutely possible. I could do that in my sleep. So yeah, like there are valid conspiracy theories, okay? There are like ones where like you could really believe they are true and be like, yep, this is something. And then there are ones where it's like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, like the cat litter box one. And then there's the conspiracy theories where even if it were true, it would literally change nothing about your life, the world, reality. Okay, this changes literally nothing. Did you not know deepfake videos existed before? Because I'm pretty sure you did. Did you not know that AI voices can be generated? I sure did, because I really enjoy those videos of the US presidents like playing Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh with each other. Okay, those videos are great. There's one positive. It's the fact that X-Men 97 exists and is fantastic, and the fact that I can watch Obama and Donald Trump play Yu-Gi-Oh together, and it's fucking adorable. Okay, that like instantly improved my feelings about the world to know that people are making dumb shit with it. I really want to believe that this is just mostly fear-based, you know? Like, I know people are scared of the AI stuff, and I understand that. So like maybe this is a little more believable at this moment in time because the vast majority of people are scared of AI and have been told to be scared of AI, but don't really have a concept of its full capabilities and its very real downsides. So there's sort of like a moral panic situation happening, and I'm sure we'll iron out the kinks, you know? Like the ethics of AI has been a field well before we had AI. So like I'm 100% sure if people, like smart people, actually sat down with the people who made this their life's work and were like, hey, so like what are some things we should do? It would be solved fairly quickly and we would be fine. But until that time, people are going to be scared and confused and hear crazy things and immediately be like, oh no, this is the worst thing to ever happen. But like, just think about it in your brain, you know, like what are the possible things, who would this benefit in this situation, okay? Because again, the craziest thing I can come up with is like, I don't know, maybe they ate Kate Middleton, which like fucked up. But like, I don't know, Elizabeth Bathory was a person. That could be something. But again, that's one lady I don't know. That would suck for her if she got eaten by the royal family. But I'm not part of the royal family. I'm not one of the people that had to cook and eat her. So, you know, I haven't seen any better explanations. If we're gonna talk about conspiracies, at least give me something good, you know? Like, I've seen some fantastic conspiracies. I actually was thinking about making a video series on this at some point, but I'm not 100% sure how much interest there would be in that, because I would absolutely be focusing on the conspiracies that I find the most entertaining. Not necessarily on, like, the super dark ones, you know? Probably more like the Great Transvestigation, because that was fucking hilarious. So yeah, use your creative writing skills, all right? Put your neurons together. Give me your best conspiracy theory, because I need that in my life. I think they can be very fun and interesting and sometimes very enlightening. I saw this fantastic Letterboxd review from someone, and they were like, wouldn't it have made more sense if the Grinch only took presents from half the people in Whoville, thereby separating them into the haves and the have-nots, so that the who's who did get presents would look down on the who's who didn't and be super douchey to them, thereby inciting like a class war. That to me, okay, that's a great conspiracy theory. That's a 10 out of 10. It makes sense. It's manageable, believable, and fucking brilliant. Awful, but brilliant. So yeah, that was everything I had to say on that. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think this is for sure real? Because honestly, if you have an explanation for why this conspiracy theory makes sense, I would love to know, because I have heard and seen nothing that is convincing to me. Maybe this is just because I'm a sheltered Canadian. Maybe there are some British, European people. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm not sure who exactly is all in the Commonwealth these days. But like, if you're in the Commonwealth, you know, like, what's your theory? Are you like on board with this? Are you like, this is also dumb? Or are you like, here are some valid reasons why this would affect my life and the structure of the government in a very real and important way? Because maybe I'm just uneducated.